One thing I like to do on this channel is talk about HD clone systems, or clone systems in general, because I don't know, I think they're cool. I like getting new HD clone systems, or just clone systems in general, and I enjoy playing them, testing them out, see what sort of games they run, and see how they perform. Now recently, I have done the 8-bit HD from Gamers Tech and the Hyperkin Retron HD from Hyperkin, and I told you guys I was going to put them up side by side and sort of show you which would be the better budget value system to pick up if you're looking for an HD NES. But then it didn't happen. A month has gone by or so, and people are hitting me up, whoa, where's the comparison video, man? You're slacking, you're talking too much about the Switch and working too much on your guns. To which I say, no, I don't really work out, and this t-shirt's just too tight, and the Switch is just something fun to talk about. But the real reason I've been waiting is because I've been waiting for this, another HD NES clone console. Now this is from Retrobit, which is a company we've talked about before on the channel. We've talked about controllers from them and whatnot. So Retrobit has the RES Plus, which stands for Retro Entertainment System Plus. That is an NES clone that outputs to 720p, comes with 2 controllers, and also has composite output on it. So pretty cool little system. I like the handle. I'm very easy to please like that. But we're gonna unbox this. We're gonna open it up. We're gonna check out the controllers, check out the unit, play some games on it, see how it performs, and then we'll come to a conclusion on this. And then in the following weeks, I will finally have a fatal 3-way match, a triangle death match between the 8-bit HD from Gamers Tech, the Hyperkin Retron HD, and this bad boy to see what is the best budget NES HD clone console out there. But for now, we're just gonna focus on this bad boy. So sit back, relax, grab a drink, and let's talk about this. Alright, so here we have the RES Plus, and this is actually the box for the original RES. And this is my screwdriver that I used to open it, because there's nothing wrong with opening boxes with the screwdriver. But I just did want to kind of show you guys the progression of the system. Obviously they have changed some things up, made it a little more aesthetically pleasing, I feel. This was a very cheap budget NES that just did composite out, and of course this does HD. So just wanted to show you guys the original one, but here is the new one. So let's open her up. And here is the console. Reset button, on-off switch, 2 controller ports. On the back, we have our micro USB power supply, the composite out, and the HDMI out. Nice small little system. Now this is actually a new controller design. It looks like it's based on the Retrobit controllers that I did with Mega Man and what was the other one? Ghosts and Goblins. Pretty cool. The BA might be a little off-putting to some because they like it, you know, right next to each other. Me personally, I don't mind that. Like, it's not a big deal to me. D-pad feels like a standard NES D-pad. Start and select. Controller feels fine. Now this does come with 2 controllers. So that's pretty cool. You know, it's always better to have 2 controllers instead of 1. So not bad, not bad. HDMI cable, you can never have too many of those. And the power supply. So here's a little power brick. Plug this in there. Pretty standard stuff. But I do like the styling of the system. I think it's nice, simple, clean. I like black and red. Those are colors I like. So, but none of this matters if it doesn't play the game. So I'm going to choose some games, some of the standard classics that you always see me do when I'm reviewing a clone console, and maybe 1 or 2 different ones because I do like to switch it up sometimes. So I'm going to grab a handful of games and we're going to test them out. So let's see what it's about.
Alright, so the first game we're going to take a look at is the classic Ninja Gaiden. When I did my review of the Retron HD, I stated that the colors looked a little bit weird to me. Ninja Gaiden isn't a game I've played a whole hell of a lot because it's very difficult. I'd pretty much just play it for fun, definitely a casual player. And I guess they just used a weird color palette with that system that impacted some games, because this definitely looks more true to the original game color-wise for me. So I was pleased to see that everything's running nice and smooth on the Retro Entertainment System Plus. And yeah, everything looks good. The sound seemed a tad bit quiet. I don't know, I could just be an idiot. I had to turn up the volume on my TV a little bit for this game. But once again, I'm sure I'm just being an idiot. I don't necessarily think that's indicative of the system. But yes, so the RES Plus, so far so good with Ninja Gaiden. If you watch my 10 best wrestling games video, you would know that Tecmo World Wrestling was actually number 10. So it's a game I wanted to play a little bit of. This is probably the most realistic wrestling game on the NES, and it's really fun, honestly. It's a bit difficult, and you know, it takes a little bit to get used to all the moves and whatnot, but you can have some pretty good matches in this game, and that's the really fun part. I love the little announcer on the bottom half of the screen there, and everything's running nice and smooth on the system. You know, I'm having no issues, colors look fine to me, the sound is nice and crisp. So far we are 2 for 2. Once again, this is Tecmo World Wrestling. Definitely a hidden gem on the NES and a game that you should check out if you're a wrestling fan. Point and click games aren't really my sort of thing, but I've owned Maniac Mansion for a while and I've never played it, and I knew it was a graphically taxing game. You know, there's a lot of different colors, there's a lot of atmosphere, a lot of unique sounds, and really good music, so I wanted to check it out. I know Wood from Beat 'em Ups is a huge fan of this game, and from the little bit I played, I'm actually going to play this game a lot more. I really like what this game offers, and it's running great on the system. You know, the colors look appropriate, everything looks nice and crisp, the audio is nice and solid as well, and this is, like I said, a really fun, a really unique point and click game that it doesn't feel clunky. A lot of point and click games sort of feel clunky to me. But I had no problem, you know, figuring out what I was supposed to do in this game and, you know, where to go, what to think, and whatnot. So it's definitely a game that I'm going to put on my to-do list. It's a game I want to investigate some more. And I'll probably use the RES Plus because it's running nice and smooth on it. So I will give it a good workout. But yeah, Maniac Mansion, really cool game. No hardware clone system test would be appropriate for the NES without, of course, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, and so far so good. The colors look nice and crisp, the audio is correct, and everything seems to be going good. This is a game that some systems have trouble running. I do want to point out that I did have one small issue playing this game on the console. You'll probably see it from time to time. I'll try to point it out when it actually happens, but there's a little bit of flicker with the whip, and I don't really know what causes it. It's definitely nothing, you know, game breaking or anything, but it's just sort of something that I noticed from time to time, especially when I was looking back at the footage. It's just a small little flicker. It's almost on the same plane as your character and as the whip. And just a small flicker, you know, not a huge deal, definitely not, you know, game breaking or anything, nothing that's going to stop me from playing the game. I did give my cartridge a good cleaning just to make sure. Once again, it could potentially be the cartridge, but you'll notice it right here with the little whip action. See, there's a slight flicker. I don't know what causes it. It's not really something that was prevalent. Just in certain sections it would happen. Here we have the first boss battle, and it had none of those issues. So I don't know, like I said, not a huge deal, just something I wanted to point out just in case, you know, you're an absolute purist and, you know, you're buying a clone console, which makes no sense. But yeah, just wanted to point that out a little bit. There was a slight flicker, but everything, you know, runs good, sounds good aside from that, and the color palette looks nice and clean. So Castlevania 3 is a go on the RES Plus. Gotta have a little repro action when you're talking about an NES clone console, so Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti is my go-to game, strictly because of the dance scene. I love the dance scene with the little Michael Jackson vampire who flicks you off as he comes out of the ground. It's so rude, but this is one of my favorite scenes in a video game just because of how bizarre it is. And it's just, I don't know, it makes me laugh every time, so I always like to go to this game. But it is good to see that reproduction carts are working just fine on the RES Plus, which is a good thing to know because reproduction carts are great. I don't really care what anyone says. There's some games you just gotta buy on a repro. So, yep, everything working good. And finally, on the homebrew side of things, just wanted to show off Quadrilords. It does use, you know, nice red, yellow, blue, and green colors. So I just wanted to show this game off to show that homebrews do work on the system. This is based on a 2600 game. The name escapes me right now, but yep, everything was good on this portion as well. So good to go.
So what do I think about the RES Plus, Retro Entertainment System Plus from Retrobit? Honestly, it's a pretty good HD NES clone console. It played everything I threw at it, the color palette looked nice, the sound sounded fine, and it was pretty good. There was that little bit of flicker during Castlevania 3. I don't know if that was my cartridge or not. I did clean my cartridge pretty good. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. It is just something worth mentioning though. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's my cartridge or the system itself, but I do like this system. It played the homebrews, it played the reproduction carts, so that's a positive thing. Now this thing retails for $34.99, comes with 2 controllers, each with a 6-foot cable, the HDMI cable, and of course the power supply. These are available for Amazon for pre-order right now, but if you want, you can get it from Castlevania Games, which is where I got mine. And you can save 10% off your order by using the coupon code FIGHTER10. That coupon code is good through Labor Day, so you'll save money on this system if you want to buy it from Castlevania as opposed to Amazon. Support your small businesses. Castlevania is a great supporter of this channel. He's a super good guy. And of course, if you're a Patreon for as little as $1 a month, you get 20% off your entire order. Free shipping on orders $20 or more domestically as well, so definitely worth checking out. But I do like this system, but it's honestly time. It is time for the Fatal 3-Way, the Triangle Match of Death, which is the best HD NES clone console. The one from Hyperkin, the one from 8-Bit Gamers Tech, or the Retrobit. We're going to find out. I'm going to start capturing footage for all of these, putting them up together, and we will find out which is the best HD NES clone console for your money. But as of right now, I do like this system. So let me know what you think about this console in the comments section down below, what you thought about the gameplay footage, the color palette they used, the audio quality, etc., etc. And thank you for checking out this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button as well, and I will catch you guys next time. Later.
RGT, NA5, RGT, NA5. RGT.